Hello from me and Odin. Say hello, Odin. Say hello. It's being strong, silent type. Oh, there you go. Hi. Anyway, back to why I'm posting. Today I want to talk about addictions. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say addict? Most of us are going to go drug, drinking, addictions, shopping, gambling, sex. And it's kind of like being put in a box. Kind of like that's where we go, yeah, that's addicts. Yeah, whatever. It's not me, that's addicts, you know. But that is actually so last season, so 1980s belief system of addiction. Basically, in my eyes, addiction is so rife, and it's more so than it has ever been. And we all have it. Whether it's down to cell phone addiction, whether it's down to sugar, whether it's down to just doing that one thing every day, and if you don't do it, things are just going to go tits up, you know, that's addiction. If I said to you, leave your phone at home today, oh no, I can't because I run a business from it. But no, if you leave your phone at home, what's the worst that could happen? You're going to feel anxiety. If I say to my son, Bevan, leave your phone and don't touch it for 2 hours, he drains pale in the face, he starts to, you know, breathe faster, and yeah, that's addiction. So really, anything that you are emotionally supportive on and it is basically, it's dysfunctional, is an addiction. I have set it upon myself to bring that focus onto addiction in exercise. I believe that 95% of us, yeah, are addicted to exercise. And, you know, everybody says, oh, but I do yoga. I do yoga every day and it's a peaceful practice and all that. But you see, even the yoga, even the wellness practices, sometimes even meditation has become addictive in the wrong sense, because people have basically taken it and turned it into a little bit of a change of relationship. Instead of it being expansive and open and easy come, easy breezy and just going with the flow, all of a sudden it's just like, no, I need to get on my mat today. If I don't do yoga, well, that's it, my life is upside down and it's a disaster. It's addiction. So your thing of going to CrossFit, if I said to some people, why don't you go to CrossFit 2 times a week instead of 5, they're like, couldn't possibly. Why? Why do you have a reaction like that? Because you're an addict. And the reason I know this is because I was an addict, and I still kind of am, but I have to just make sure that I keep my addict self really occupied in a positive sense. I can't get rid of my addict aspect because it's part of me. Refer back to a couple of blogs and I talk about your aspects and kind of like bringing them in, good, bad, and ugly and indifferent. Mine is an addict, all of it is. All of us has that. So I bring my addict in, and I make sure that she is addicted to maybe colouring mandalas, because it makes my heart feel peaceful and soft. If I give my addict running and it's on a bad day, whoa, full bee's nest, full bee's hive in here, and it just has a completely counterproductive effect on me. So my whole thing is like to bring the awareness to your everyday life, because addiction is about a big gaping hole inside of you, inside of us actually, and it's what you fill that big open space with. Some people it's like binge eating, overeating, drinking, you know, and the scary thing is that a lot of us are not even aware of it at all. But you can always tell an addict. You can give the litmus test, okay? You just say to them, you suggest something other to what they're doing, and their reaction is absolutely classic. It's like, oh no, I couldn't possibly. There's like an instant fear. But if somebody turns around and says, interesting, yeah, might give that a go, all of a sudden you can feel the energy with it is completely placid, non-sticky, you know? It's really kind of quite a neutral space. I mean, I was an addict in my younger years. I've done every single drug going you can possibly shake a stick at. I think I was just addicted also to just being naughty, because I could tell you stories that will make your toes curl, but it's not about me today, okay? It's about the bigger thing. Yeah, and I spent my whole life not understanding, or the good portion of my life of not understanding what this addict was all about. It's about running, for me, it was about running away from myself, trying to fill it with as much stuff for me to be distracted and deflect from what was really going on, for me to just feel better. Drugs make you feel better. Why do you think that we get addicted to the stuff in the first place? Because initially exercise can feel good and lovely. Even a bloody good donut can make you feel amazing. Bottles of wine, shopping, they're all things to give us an artificial stimulant. Even being on your phone, watch Kerwin Ray's video. He speaks about there's something in the cell phones that can actually bring on an endorphin kind of like feel-good factor, which is why everybody's on their phones and we've gone completely brain dead and reliant on this technology instead of plugging in and plugging up and plugging out, you know? It's like even going to the gyms now. Everybody goes to a Virgin Active or a big 3-story gym. Okay, fine if that's your vibe and you are really quite cool with it, but what of being in nature? What about connecting your training regime running through a dirt trail? You know, it's that kind of thing really, you know? But having said that, being in a mad spin class and just loving it, as long as you're training from within, I mean, that's about where you're coming from. Are you working externally or are you working internally? Now, also interesting as well that addictions are actually bred through the stomach, actually through the belly button. And that is why we have so many issues in our stomachs, all of us, because it's where we digest our reality. Is it a nice reality? Is it a bad reality? But it's where all our addictions sit, which is why we're all just stomach people in a way, you know? So yeah, addictions. I'm not even going to ask, are you one? Because we all are. I'm going to ask, where are your grey areas? And it's about having that awareness and saying, okay, we need to flip that and reverse it and turning it into something positive. You've got to feed your addict. She's not going to go away. He's not going to go away. You've just got to give him or her something positive to play with. You know, at the end of the day, your kid's always going to be running around going, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? You know, are you going to give them a bag of knives to play with and maybe some guns? You know, absolutely. Just keep yourself quiet with that and some matches. Meanwhile, later you come back and your child needs A&E and your house is burnt down. No, you're going to give your child something positive to play with. So it kind of like, it neutralizes and it's a positive outcome. No house insurance needed today. So think about it. Addictions. I'm going to speak more on this down the line because it's kind of like a really big topic. Yeah. Anyway, see how you sit with that and let's see what comes up. Thank you for listening.